That's a ugly dog, for God's sakes. Hey, hello, 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 there we go. Alright, come sit down. Up on the top, up you go. Up all the way. Up all the way. Oh, God, God, God. Alright, good morning, everybody. I'm going to talk a little bit about transit, bus transit, Canadian bus transit. And for any of you riders who ride here in Winnipeg, know some of the trials and tribulations. Tensions are running super high on the buses these days. The chance of violence, aggression, verbal assault, pushing, shoving, or otherwise is pretty high, especially if you run some of the core area routes, or the routes that run through the core areas. And the Navigo, the automatic card thing, we must be losing a lot of money right now because there was a big push. We have the counters. It counts the money and it shows right there how much money you put in. So you have to put the right amount in. Or if the person asks just to go on for free and doesn't pay. And lately with the electronic cards, they don't read and it's holding up, and the drivers will just wave people through with those cards because they don't. The readers are having problems and they still haven't sorted out the technology that they're using. Not that the technology doesn't exist. It's that we have some problem between the vendors, supplier, and the actual product that was provided, and the way it's operating, the way it's working. People have trouble loading their cards, people have trouble accessing their funds on their cards. So those cards have been a complete failure so far in the Winnipeg market. All that to say, I had the luxury of going to Ottawa, Ontario, as some of you know, and why I went there, all that. That's not the reason I'm talking about this. The reason is that I got on the buses there and rode them around, and oh my God, it's like the Cadillac version of public transport. First of all, people in Ottawa are better looking than people in Winnipeg. They have better genetics, deeper end of the gene pool. Hey Ottawa, you guys are hot. You people are beautiful. They make us look like country bumpkins out here. I didn't really have that much thought about that, but it really gave me perspective on how bumpkins we are out here in the prairies in the middle of nowhere, and no access to information or culture or whatever else it is. No wonder things like Portage in Maine come up and become a real contentious issue in a place like this. We are country bumpkins. Da-da-da-da. 3 Ds in the name of Carlos Mencia. Deep diddy. And if you marry a D, your kids are going to be deep diddy. So, got on the bus. First of all, there are these gigantic accordion things with at least 2 sections, and then there's also double-decker ones, man. You'd think you're touring around London. These are transit buses. A little bit more expensive, but for what you get, I would gladly pay that. They're flyer buses, so they're probably made right here in Winnipeg. They have the #1 transit system I think I've ridden in the country. Vancouver is pretty good too. But one of the things, I'm going to play a little video clip in a minute that I put. One of the things I really noticed was that no one was pushing and shoving. They were like, people were dressed well. And in the rides that I had, I never ever sat next to somebody intoxicated. So there wasn't this alcohol wiped out thing. Everyone seemed to be university educated, government jobs, upwardly mobile, taking the transit because it was the best way to get to and from work quickly with less money, parking, all that stuff. These people have cars, multiple cars. They choose to take the bus because it actually works. You can get to and from your house in a high speed. There was never waiting around. The lack of shoving and pushing at the stops was just like, that was the part I was so impressed. And then all 3 doors open on a regular bus with an accordion in the middle, 2 sections of bus. There's a door at the front, door here, door there. So people are allowed to go in and out of the 3 doors on their own. Can you imagine that in Winnipeg? All the bum rushes just run in the back door and then don't pay. And there's a card reader each of the doors. I saw people there was never once that the thing went and you couldn't get in, right? Or it didn't read it right. Every single person's card I ever saw go in read quickly, efficiently, perfectly. If you had to pay, you went to the front door, and lo and behold, the guy's not counting your money. He didn't look at how much money you put in. He doesn't care how much money you're putting in, because everybody put in the right amount because they want this thing to work and everyone's paying for it. People smelled good. They did. They smelled good on the bus. They looked good. You know, polite, please and thank you. No shoving. None of that, you're run over by the little Asian lady who's going to just plow you over to get in the door in Winnipeg. That's a real classy act thing we have going on here. You know, you come from a land of millions of people driving all over the road on transit everywhere you come here, and we set up a nice little thing, and you still run me over at the bus stop. I don't understand that mentality. It's not a language thing, it's a social thing. So, if you ever get the chance, I've ridden the buses in Calgary, Edmonton, Toronto, Montreal, including the trains, Vancouver, including the monorail thing, the light rail. What do you call it? I forget the name of it. The Sky Train. There you go. So I've had the pleasure of riding different transit systems and seeing how they work. Calgary and Edmonton are quite good, connecting with the trains and buses together. Montreal's a little antiquated, but still actually not bad. But they're like us. They got the salt of the earth people running around, you know. We seem to have some kind of social issues that spill over into all areas of our businesses and beings and lives here. So, bully, good on you, Ottawa, for your fantastic, world-class public transit. I applaud you for your efforts. Oh, they might have even been electric buses. Take that, Tesla style. Peace out. Oh yeah, say hi to Rupert. Rupert's getting pretty big these days. Check out the double-decker buses. Super civilized transit. No one fighting, no one stabbing anyone, no one dying, no one pushing, shoving, and you can get in and out all the doors. There's 3 doors. Check it out.